Hey y'all, it's your girl. Let's talk choices TV. Lanita. Hey y'all, and welcome back. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Okay. Y'all, I want to react on Attorney Ben Crump calls for independent autopsy. So that's what I want to talk about today. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time to come in, and if you can hear me, put a one in the chat. If you, I don't mind if you hear me, put a one in the chat because today Ben Crump supposed to be talking about the autopsy. So if you hear, put a one in the chat for me to let me know that you can hear me. Meanwhile, I'm going to say, how y'all doing? Yeah, come on, y'all. We got to clear the air on something. We got to clear the air. We got to clear the air. I'm going to give y'all time. Come on in, y'all. Come on in. Anybody going fishing this morning? Contact me if you know how to fish. Anybody go fishing walking this morning? Yeah. Welcome, because I did too. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat, please, so we can go ahead and get started. Put a one in the chat. Ben Crump supposed to come on today, talk about the autopsy, but I do want to clear the air. These are my opinions, and my opinions are not necessarily based on facts, but everything that's allegedly. If you can hear me, put one in the chat. If you can hear me, please put a one in the chat. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. Testing 1, 2, 3. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. Okay, so what I do is I'm going to go out and come back in, then I can tell whether or not you can hear me. So if you can hear me, put a one in the chat to keep me from going out and coming back in. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. Can I get a nice person to put a one in the chat? If you can hear me, can I get a nice person to put a one in the chat? If you can hear me, can I get some of my TikTok folks to put a one in the chat? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Some of my YouTube followers, can you put a one in the chat? Can you put a one in the chat if you can hear me? Oh man, these are some nice. Wow, camouflage. Okay. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat so we can go ahead on and get started, y'all. Thank you, just. Thank you, baby. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Y'all, I want to clear the air on something. It's a man. And I can tell some of y'all, still old school, and I'm old. I'm 67, so I know I'm old school. But when I say my TikTok grandson, those who on TikTok know the kids call me grandma over there, y'all. They call me auntie over there, and they call me grandma. They follow me, I follow them. That's what they talking about. No, that's not my real grandson. That was my real grandson. When I come on here and say my grandson, I even say my YouTube sons, even my YouTube nephews. So, come on, stop worrying about that. No, it's not my real grandson. That is my TikTok grandson. They call me grandma over there, y'all. They call me auntie over there. So, don't be so personal about something you don't have to worry about. We'll worry about what's going on with Noden. What happened to Noden, okay? Even if he drowned. So I want to this is what I want to do before being Crump. I want to be honest, y'all. I'm an honest person. Shout out to all my educators, my judges, my retired teachers, and police officers, all these good job people. Congratulations to your retirement, and we welcome back. We ain't going away, coaches and mentors. I want to comment on Ben's Crump. It's not adding up. Okay. With my grandson, my TikTok grandson, Odin Will. Hey, Antonio. I wanna speak on that. Now I'm gonna start the video. Y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And see, you know what, Demon? I'm gonna talk, and I want to find out what's going on here. So let's go, and then I'm gonna start the video, y'all. We're not here to watch a video, not on my channel. We a reaction channel. So I'm gonna start the video, and I'm gonna break Ben Crump down, up, down, side. I don't know.
Well, we want to not speculate, but we want to investigate to what happened to Nolan Wells, because it's not adding up.
I don't, TikTok, I can tell you too. Please, whoever didn't mess with my volume, please stop messing with my volume. Cause me and my people trying to work over here, okay? We don't came on here to work. We ain't come on YouTube to try to be fun like that on you. Let me put these words up here. Come on, stop messing with the volume. Jesus. Y'all seen how the volume went down? I'm gonna put the words up there. He said something not adding up. It's just not adding up. When you think about, listen.
Just not adding up. When you think about, the contradictions, the things that just make you scratch your head. I mean, you had this 18-year-old kid who went out celebrating on the 4th of July with his friends on a boat. And tragically, they all came back, but Nolan didn't.
Okay, Crump. Now, y'all, these just my opinions, okay? We really do not know what happened, but I had a vision that they told Nolan, let's go, Nolan, we got to go, Nolan. And I don't know Nolan. I don't know Nolan's personality. But I know mentally as an athlete, I can figure that out a little bit. But the friend said that some more friends, this is what people got to understand. The friend said, he said he was going to ride back with his other friends. And I keep telling y'all, it was 7 boats. Why did they leave Nolan? Knowing that not the friends that y'all focusing on, the other friends. Even the girl said that Nolan walked her to the boat and he was going to get on the boat with his other friends. It's making me think that he's sitting out there. His friends were waiting on him. But now Nolan got a girl phone number, beautiful girl phone number. Hey, everybody gone. What happened? So let's keep going with Ben.
Nolan was the only African American in the group.
Okay, now Ben, be honest. If Nolan was the only African American in the bunch, it's because those his friends. He chose to be with his friends. He didn't choose to be the only African American. Those his friends. His friends. It's another complexion. I mean, why we I know, listen, what I'm saying is those are Nolan friends. Regardless of if he the only black American out there. Those are Nolan friends. And you don't leave a friend. You don't leave your friend. Me, that's just me when I was 18 and 19. Oh, my friend about to come with me. You about to get her phone number, then I'm about to go over there and grab her. You coming with us. I don't know Nolan like that, okay? No. I don't believe Nolan was the only African American person there because his friends are African Americans. And there are other boys out there. So I'm letting them let's finish. I just don't believe it. I just don't. Even if he was the only black African American on that boat, those were his friends. But the friends said that he was gonna leave with his other friends. I ain't no don't. Yeah, I don't let my friend before. If my friend want to stay, but I'll make sure. When I was 18 and 19 years old, y'all know how we are. We were very mature. I made sure my friend okay, and I want y'all, and I'll talk to the person. You better give me your phone number, and I want you to make sure that my friend is okay. But if my friend is intoxicated, my friend is not going to stay with you. Regardless, if my friend is intoxicated, you coming back with us. Right now, we're gonna wait on you, and you coming back with us. But these are boys, y'all. Okay.
So it is like making people harken back to the sins of the past in the state of Mississippi. And so I think that's why people are so concerned with getting to the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. It is so many things that don't pass the smell test here. Nolan was a college football player.
Now, only thing I'll say to this, y'all. All of y'all athletes out there, all y'all coaches out there, y'all know I was under a 4-year scholarship. My friend, them, yeah, they were balling. Yeah, they were balling. They would have a good time. They do their thing. But I couldn't do what they do because I had track meets. I was under a work contract, a 4-year scholarship. Right. But listen, I was under 4-year scholarships. I couldn't do what my friends do. I couldn't do what my friends do. I couldn't get intoxicated. I don't believe he got intoxicated, but I believe he tried to swim. And they left him. Some more friends left him. They throwing us off the boat. They know what happened. They know what happened to Nolan. They throwing us out to cause some confusion. They know what happened to Nolan. Not the friends. I'm talking about them. They know more than what we know. That was 7 other boats. If that girl thought that when Nolan said, "Oh, I'm about to go get on the boat with my friends," his main friend was already gone. And if Shepard, that boy, Shepard, if the old parents didn't want, y'all know how parents are, if we don't want no high style on our boats, if we about to go in that water, you're not getting on our boat. So they put Nolan off the boat. But they really, not Nolan, but I apologize, not Nolan, but Shepard off the boat. Because Shepard was hostile. So did Shepard get on the same boat that Nolan got on? They're not telling us everything, y'all. They're not telling us everything. They got to tell us everything because they're not adding up. That's why they ain't adding up because y'all ain't telling us everything.
I mean, he was in superior shape. His family and a lot of his friends are not accepting that this was a drowning, an accidental drowning. As a civil
now, let's go to the drowning part. On that island where Nolan was found on the side of the island, on that side, Nolan could have drowned. Could have drowned. Nolan could have been left in the water. Nolan cannot swallow all of that water out there, y'all. He can't swim all over there, way over there where he came from. He can't do this. I ain't gonna say he can't, but golly, I can't believe this. We just can't. Why people always got to get on your channel, man? Y'all style. I don't like to block people. So anywho, but y'all, I'm saying It could have been accidental drowning, but did nobody see nothing? They saw Nolan on the side of the bank. They saw Nolan on the side of the bank. Did Nolan try to swim after they left him out there? Did Nolan try to swim? Okay. If Nolan had alcohol in his system, which I'm not gonna go with that, and the only reason why I'm not gonna really go with that is because he's a athlete, but he's a male. I don't know how men think, cause I'm a woman, so I don't know how he's thinking. But me, under a scholarship, I'm not gonna do it. Not under my scholarship, but they do. Young people these days do things, y'all. They're not us what we used to be. They're not us like we used to. You know what I mean? They will do things that we didn't do. Cause I didn't want nothing to mess my scholarship up. That's why I didn't drink and smoke and all that kind of stuff. But my friends did. So I had to separate myself from them. But Nolan seen a girl, and it's nothing unusual about that. He saw a girl that he liked it, and he was attracted to her. They exchanged number. Why is he not on that boat? Why did he choose to stay on an island that she don't live on? I'm trying to see where's that mind frame at. Why he stay there? She got on her boat, making Nolan think that he about to go get on his friend boats. Those other friends left Nolan, and they know it. He took.
I think the public outcry is warranted because you can't escape, the history in America, and especially.
Well, Ben Crump. Okay, listen, baby. No, we cannot escape the history. But okay, shout out to all the school teachers out there. Shout out to all the principals and the coaches and the mentors and the good parents. We cannot, it's up to you to teach your kids histories of this and that and that. These days, the schools are integrated, okay? And they got all kinds of kids. Colors of kids go to our school. International, not integrated, international. We got international kids at my school. I love them like I do my people. So I can't be, but it is like that in school. We don't want to get into that. But this is a trip that he went on with the people that loves him, that people that he be around. Telling me that it's somebody out there don't like Nolan and don't care for Nolan. He looking down a lot while he explaining the case. Ben is making up something. That's why I keep telling y'all, they know something that we don't know. And I'm not gonna make something out of something when I don't know where. Now with the autopsy, I heard that the autopsy, now y'all gotta remember, we're dealing with salted water. It's gonna make your skin change, it's gonna make that. The area that they found Nolan in made me think that they left him. Not the friends on the boat that he left on, but his friends, other friends. We don't know the other 7 boats of kids. And all them kids ain't just came out there on no boat without a parent. The girlfriend, the girl he met got on the boat with her folks. She didn't see Nolan go get on the boat with his folks. Of course he don't got the phone number, so he planned on getting on the boat with what? His friends. We set of friends we're talking about. Ben, y'all got to tell us about the other friends. Now I'm not gonna make all these kids out of being wrong. I'm not gonna do it. I wants to know about the autopsy and the way Nancy Grace described the body. Oh no, it's not gonna be in good condition. And y'all got to prove to me that alcohol was in that boy's system. or what make it look like alcohol in his system. And if my friend was drinking alcohol in all that body or water, regardless if you want to stay or not, I'm gonna drag him to the boat. I don't know what happened right here. It seemed like to me they left him. He tried to swim away. Either why was he left out there? No, we didn't say. Y'all see what I mean, people? Y'all got to. Y'all older people got to think. We're not saying being made nothing of, did we? We are saying. I'm saying that you teaches your kids about history. You don't want your kids around other folk. This is not what this about. This is about know them mama, trust them folks. Okay? No, Uncle Jim.
Off like places like Mississippi where you have had racial killings where there was nobody held accountable. And so
Now Ben Crump is saying something good right there. The one case, this is another case that he's speaking of. Now, if that mama didn't trust her mama, y'all not understand, the mother know these boys. This boy mama know these boys that on the boat. Y'all not looking at the other children. Who is the 6 other boats of friends that saw Nolan, but really probably don't even want Nolan on the boat? We can look at that all kinds of ways, y'all. This can be twisted all kinds of ways. But this a case that he have covered. I was just like him. I was wondering why my people on YouTube wasn't talking about what happened in Mississippi before and like that. I just can't understand why they wasn't talking about not a man on but one man on YouTube was talking about it, but the rest of ignored what happened to that boy. And the parents know him. And the parents know his friends. The parents sat down and talked to Katie. Now y'all got a girl shook up because she saw him, but she said she sat down and talked to mom and said she didn't see her go to the boat. Now, going back to Nolan, I wouldn't have left Nolan if Nolan was my true friend. If Nolan was my true friend, I'd drag his butt. Y'all don't know me, I know me. I'm gonna drag him to the we does it all the time. We'll tell our friend, especially when they're adults, sometimes like 30, early 30, we'll say that, let me see what y'all saying. This don't have nothing to do with IQ. This doesn't have, these older people, when we're talking about kids, y'all, we're talking about kids. We ain't talking about y'all old folks like me. We talking about kids. Y'all grown folks can do what y'all want to do. Let me see. The family is suspicious of finding if his phone and keys that they had to trace and find. And y'all, you know what? Now, the phone and the keys, I thought they said that, look, y'all, I thought they said that the boys called the mama. I thought they said, quote, unquote, I thought that they said that boy called. Somebody should have called. Whoever responsible for that trip should have took Nolan phone call and called his parents. If those was Nolan friends. If those were Nolan friends, we don't know Nolan friends. If those were really Nolan friends, they would have called that boy mama. First thing we look on the phone, and the police and the paramedic do, they look down on the address thing and say mama, a mother, a nanny, a somebody, a daddy. They look for a name. Now, for a child to have his phone and don't call the parent, it's a different thing. When you have she shouldn't have to trace Nolan's phone because He's a young adult. That's still his mom, and she helped paying his tuition too in college. We know Ash Day he church. We know the whole case. I've been on the case from the get go. We know that the mama did a 360 on the phone. I know that. I've been cutting the case for day one. I know. And as a coach and an athlete and a parent in a school system, I understand. I understand. I just don't. My thing is the toxicology report should be here and televised. The state autopsy should be televised. If Ben Crump televised his autopsy today, Ben Crump and his crew already seen the state autopsy. When it comes to my child, that's right. Something happened. And the so-called friend know exactly what happened. Oh, everybody came on that trip with know what happened. This is what they do in school, y'all. This is what they do in school. We got to get one trusted kid to talk to that teacher. We got to get one trusted friend to talk. And I do believe they talking, y'all. We don't know. You older than. That's what I'm saying. The 18, y'all, listen here. Shout out to all my school teachers and all my parents. 18 is still a teenager. They are considered as adult. He's not grown. Now stop trying to act like the boy 25 years old. 20, he still need to think. He still needs some help, growth in the development, and to change into a man. I believe Nolan know how to take care of himself. I believe he does this, but the racist part, I haven't got there yet. I haven't got there just because he the only black person that y'all saw out there on the island. But I do believe he was left on the island. I believe he was left on the island. And he took his body, it do take bodies time to float in the water, but his body float in the area where he was left at, telling me that they left that boy out there. That boy tried to swim. They left Nolan out there. They left Nolan. But who left Nolan? Who left Nolan? So this is what's supposed to happen this morning. I'm surprised, they at a different time in Mississippi, so.
Questions, are they getting a fair investigation? Is this equal justice under the law? And they want.
And what Ben is trying to do, y'all, is get a fair investigation, because but what I was gonna say, if I was Ben Crump, if you have not seen the state autopsy, which I know that y'all have, because y'all the parents, that's the parents. Let me tell you something. I wouldn't show my autopsy this morning. I wouldn't even share it with the community. But if you share that autopsy before you seen the state autopsy, I wouldn't do that. But if you seen the autopsy, the state autopsy, y'all need to tell us. Y'all need, of course that baby body gonna be destroyed, y'all. And let me tell you, if he wasn't drinking, he still can't swim over there to that other place where they came from. If he was drinking, I would have never left him, because that's my friend. The mom know these boys, y'all. These are boys that he know. Y'all, let's do like this. Let's do it like this. He's supposed to leave his phone on the boat. He don't leave his phone out there in that water, okay? These are boys that he hang with, y'all. And y'all got to find out, they got 9 boys on that boat, on one of the boat, and 15 phones. Those 7 boats out there. My thing is, why did y'all not, okay, if the friends were the only boat, that's not what the friends say. They are the only boat. The friend didn't say they was the only boat. He said no one was gonna ride with his friends. The girl said no one was gonna ride back with his friends. But she never seen the friends. I guarantee that he talked to someone for a ride. There's no way he thought he could swim. No, that's right. It's no way Nolan could have thought that he could swim way over there where they came from. Too many questions. It is too many questions, Terry. Not enough answers. They not telling us. They not telling us everything. They not telling us everything. My condolences to him too. They not telling us everything. They know more than what we know. But I don't like when the confusion like this continue, and we know for a fact that it's more than just. I don't want to call a conflict with the school. I don't think it's racist when it come down to the friend that left him. I think that y'all better investigate Shepard. Investigate him more thoroughly, because he the one that the parents said were hostile. You got a lot of friends who are so jealous of you when you be even, out somewhere and somebody want to talk to you, but they don't want to talk to you. Somebody want to talk to you, but they don't want to talk to your partner. Y'all got to look at this picture. Something spooky going on here.
I want to make sure that the investigation won't be whitewashed.
Well, we waiting on you, Ben Crump. We waiting on you. Whew. That's what I got. Well, I don't know what he gonna say. Now, when I know when Nancy said she saw the autopsy, the body wasn't in good condition. We understand that the body ain't gonna be in good condition. Let me see how they came on it, y'all. I really want to do this with y'all. I really do. We're gonna stay right here because I'm not going nowhere. We're gonna stay here because they're supposed to start the live soon. I wonder why we haven't heard the state autopsy. Ben doesn't impress me as he's supposed to be a civil rights attorney. He's a civil rights attorney. He does allegedly civil suits. That's what he is. He's a civil rights attorney. He help you. He try to help you with civil suit, and I think that they sometimes disrespect Ben Crump because he tried to. He doing his job, but like I said, and I'm gonna keep saying, I believe he did have good friends out there. And when you got a place like this, now my daughter and her family, they in Bahamas, beautiful family, and I called and checked on them. They were 30-some years old. So what? I'm gonna check on mine. Ben is a good lawyer. I love white people, so I love people. So that's why I said shout out to all the educators out there and judges and retired lawyers and stuff. I like people. I ain't gotta tell you everything, but I love people, y'all. I'm just everybody not like that. Their lawyer is nothing but okay. I don't know. I can't say that. I don't know nothing about their their attorney. But I think in this case right here, there is a lot of things not shared with us. And of course, cases that I have studied and in situations that I have dealt with in school, high school and middle school, a lot of things not supposed to be told. And I seen it in school, aura, I seen the aura in school among my own people with other kids. So when y'all use the aura word, that means that you got that can be in all kind of shape, size, or color. That's too much water out there for Nolan to swallow. Y'all, we went on the live stream to start. But I want to know, when she got on her boat, and that's a teenager, and I can't pressure, I'm not gonna pressure the girl. I'm not gonna pressure nobody. When she got on her boat, she did not look, but yes, I would if they performed. Right. Yeah, they need to respect him. That's why I say, how you need. That's being. We're not talking about Ben Crump. It's about Nolan, right? It's about Nolan. We're talking about Nolan, y'all. Let's stay on the topic of my TikTok grandson. My TikTok grandson. I didn't say he was my grandson. I said he my TikTok grandson. I'm their TikTok grandmama and the auntie over there. Been over there since 2021. I teach them how to be respectful, how to take care of their body. Like I went walking today. They be dancing, it's exercise and all that kind of stuff like that. My thing that with this case right here, that he was left on the island. He was left. That's what I definitely got out of the investigation. Nolan was left on that island. And when Nolan was left on that island, guess what? There was people on that island where Nolan was. Did they walk over there and ask Nolan, are you okay, baby? Why they leave you? I know some more people's on that island because they saw Nolan body. But they saw Nolan body float over there. A body floating over there. So why was he left on the island? Y'all, there's so many people out there. To me, he is waiting for them before they show there. Well, Terry, I'm going to be honest with you. The state autopsy is out. And the way Nancy Grace described it, that the body was disturbed, I wouldn't doubt that it wasn't disturbed. Now, when it come down to alcohol, I'm not going to go with that because that's not what Shepard said. That's not what Warren said. He was drinking alcohol, but the public is saying he drinking alcohol. None of the friends said he was drunk. None of the friends said they was drinking. They probably would that juice they be drinking. Y'all back in the days, I used to get high off of Coca-Colas. Coca-Colas was so strong back then. I ain't had nothing to drink. That Coca-Cola had me high. I couldn't drink because I was running track. And Nolan liked playing football. I wouldn't think that he would jeopardize his scholarship. I don't. I believe he was left on the island. I really do. And the autopsy, the way Nancy described, his body was in bad shape. It's because of that water. We know he drowned. That's right. You know what, y'all? We know he drowned. Listen, we know that he drowned. That's a fact that he's drowned. My thing is, why was that 18-year-old man left on an island trapped? He was trapped on an island. We want to know what happened here. Because that's my thing is, all of y'all over there, they did tell them, they didn't even tell y'all that. They did tell them that they friend one. The lady asked him on the boat, did everybody on the boat? They said yeah, but everybody went on back on their boat. But my thing is this: why was Snowden left on the island, on an empty island with a lot of water where he don't live? Why? Right, Mario. I wasn't at his funeral, but I did show y'all the funeral. I would want to go to the funeral, but the way people behaving, I wouldn't have went to the funeral. Nah, I wouldn't have went. Cause that mean I need the police, I need a sheriff department, I need everybody. And I feel so sorry for Nolan parents because they're in a difficult situation. They're in a difficult situation because that's their kid. And their kid, those are his friends. But y'all got to understand, who are those other boys jealous of Nolan? There are other boys jealous of Nolan. There are other friends. Are those female friends? Boys' friends? They're not talking, y'all. They don't ran the kids away. That's one thing about doing a case. If people don't run the witnesses away, they would run a witness away with words. You know what I mean? See, words don't affect me, and cause I'm in that major. That's part of my major. Behavior. I just can't wait for this. How do we know? We don't know he drowned, baby. We know he drowned because he did. He deceased. He was found in the water. The water, he in the water, is going to be some water in his lungs. I guarantee you some water in his lungs. That's common sense. That he could have tried to swim. We don't know. Don't be so, y'all got to stop. Adults, we got to stop being so harsh about stuff. And this y'all got to understand situations like this. I guarantee water gonna be in his lungs. Cause look how he been floating. He been floating out there in that water. If he swam or either somebody hit him, we don't know if somebody hit him upside the head. What y'all want to say to that? If somebody did something to that boy, y'all got to look into everybody out there. I don't understand why there's no cameras out there. It should be like this tower. If this thing right here, I don't know if it's part of the place where he is or not. Right. Now, I think that signs should have been out there, Coast Guards, lifeguards. It was the weekend. It was the 4th of July weekend. They was talking about they couldn't put signs up. Signs supposed to be, when they come down the water, signs supposed to be everywhere. They about to start in a minute, y'all. And what we got to do is pay attention and listen to what these people are saying. Now that Roosevelt, it could have. It could. Now, anything is possible. Anything is possible in a situation like this. Everything is possible. Right, Terry. You know, that's how come when I be in school and I see a girl hit a boy, slap a boy real hard on my track team, or either I see a child do something wrong, I stop that girl. I say, hold up, and I stop that boy. Don't wheel up. I try to stop something to prevent something from happening. So that's what part of my major. They could have been innocent, right? Well, we got more than, you know what, Michael? It was some more boats out there. My thing is, I'm not blaming the children. I'm not blaming the kids at all. I just want to know what happened. Why was he left out there? Why? Who's the other people on the bottom? I'm just, keep saying the same thing over and over. And y'all got to understand, everybody not thinking the same way. To me, I believe his friends really care about him. But he was left on the island. Even if he wanted to stay on the island, he was left on the island. If he tried to swim, I believe he tried to swim. I believe they if they sue anybody, I sue the place out there. I think that the kids were innocent. Those his friends, y'all. Those been his friends. Those been his friends. Now, could a friend? What my thing is, could one of the friends been a problematic friend? Could one of the friends be a problematic friend? One of the friends, the parents didn't want them on that boat. So they let you know that it was more than one boat. We got to find out them boats out there. They're not telling us everything, and they don't have to tell us everything. I sue the place out there. I sure will. That's for what? My son not leaving. Somebody gonna get sued. Talking about sue for what? God. Yeah, I ain't never. That's why I don't fool with people. You got me. That's why I just had one best friend. I had one friend, one close friend. And when she come be with her friends, when she got friends, and I don't want to be around her friends, I tell her, I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. You're going to be with your friend. Just because she like her friend, that don't mean that I like her friend. We don't know what the situation was about. All I know, Nolan didn't come home. Right, Terry. And say you know that. Everybody don't know that. Speak for yourself. I never don't never put me in a we thing. It's me. Now, I want to know, what do people tell their kids? Because know that mama always talk to their dad, and mama always tell them that everybody ain't your friend. How many times have we heard that, y'all? How many times we have heard parents say, everybody's not your friend, everybody's not your partner, everybody don't like you? How many times have parents tell you have to be careful when you got a kind heart? You better be careful and protect your heart. Right, Ashley. And we have a lot of parents They so quick about cussing out, and disrespecting adults, but they won't say nothing to their children. They won't say nothing to their kids. Poor baby, now he can't even play football no more. Life is over, man. What do y'all tell y'all kids now? What you say, Terry? I never see people lawyer. You, what is a people lawyer? I never heard of that. So I got a question. What do y'all parents talk? What do y'all tell y'all kids now? That that in it, since the way that you feel about this situation, what are you telling your kids? What do you tell your kids now? What do you tell your children?
Good morning. Good morning. If everyone can take your seat, we'll get started with the press conference in roughly 2 minutes. If everyone can take your seats.
What's up, Daddy?
Ready to get started in roughly 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, y'all, we got to listen now. I ain't gonna say nothing. I just want y'all to listen. Cause we gonna talk about this. Hey, Grandma TikTok grandson. This just one of them. I got 1,000 kids, y'all. I got all kids mine. And she was so right about this nigga. Right. I just know and told my kid. And that's the truth. I can't make say bass.
It's about to start in 1 minute.
Asher, I don't know who you've been listening to, but on our channel, the parents did reach out to the mom. That's why I said, right, Bess. They did reach out. The family, the people did reach out to the mama. They reached out to his mom. That's why I said a lot of stuff that we don't know. They don't have to tell us. Today, tomorrow, or the next day, your kids gonna go to school. And when your school is international, like my school, I love all kids. But like, even though my kids grown in their 30s and one in her 40s, I even call my kids on Bahamas trip with her kids and her husband. I said, how y'all doing? I called them about 3 o'clock this morning, y'all. I don't care if they sleep or not. I text them. And if I can't get in touch with them, I still gonna check on mine. I don't care how old they get. And kids got to start listening to their parents too. That's right. It's no moving on. It's never moving on. When you're a teacher, when you're a parent, when you're a person that cares, you never move on. You don't move on because it continues. You don't move on. You don't move on. You keep the awareness out there. That's what you do. We'll find out today, John. We will find out today, John. I would assume that a little water gonna be in his lungs because he drowned. He's on the line, but with anything, a little water should be in there because they found him in the water. I don't know. Right, Terry. Speak for yourself. Because these are cases. Right, Bass. So you can't never move on. You can't never move on. When it comes down to people like me who love kids and retired and got kids, this is my job to put the awareness out there. And God sent me here. I've been working on my job for years, 20-some years in education. And I seen a lot of stuff I didn't like. So I protect a lot of kids in my life. And I got a lot of thousands of kids in my life. Thousands of grandkids in my life. Call me grandmama, call me auntie, call me cousin, call me. Some kids asking auntie when I'm over there on TikTok, can you be my mama? Yeah, I'm your mama, baby. I'm your mama because if I see you do something wrong with him, I'm going to say something very nice, in a good tone to them. I ain't never been the type of coach or teacher that kept my mouth shut when I saw something going on. Now, we need the populace not to move on, Asher. I'm not going against you. I'm just saying we need the populace to stay and continue what they doing. Yeah, I'm speaking English. Yeah, where you from? It's okay. It's okay. I'm not going to get angry with you. Because this is part of my major behavioral disorder. I know how to deal with people. It's okay. I'm speaking English. Yeah. Yeah. Man with no God, oh my God, your name is screwed up. It's so hard to make me mad. It's so hard to make me mad. I be laughing at people because people funny these days. Right, Ash. Y'all better start letting the devil win. We on demon time. We on demon time. Y'all better be careful. Look at all them people. Awesome. That's where you need a community. Well, I would say this. Cousins and nephew, nieces or whatever, grandmamas or whatever, what do you tell your kids before school start? What do you tell your kids? My son's school in New York was always angry at myself and my late husband. We always did do drop-ins. That's right. Right. We're whistleblowers. That's right. Check on your children, honey. And when I used to come up to the school, the kids would tell the other children, say, there go your mama. I was like, shh. And if the teacher said something about my child, and say something, about the work or something like that, I'm gonna listen to her. I know my kids. I tell my kid too rude, never talk about people right when they're not right in front of you, right, and never repeat what someone else says about someone. That's right. And I always tell my children, your teacher is not me. Here we go, y'all. There go the family. Here we go, y'all. Here we go. And you too, I ask y'all, please leave the volume alone. If that's not y'all Fox, leave the volume alone. She's so young mother, beautiful, sweetheart.
Good morning. My name is Trevon Williams, Senior Vice President of Marketing Communications with the NAACP. We are here because a demand was made. Demand for transparency, demand for answers, demand for ultimate justice on behalf of Nolan Wells. And that demand must be honored. For that, we are honored to pause even for a moment to respond accordingly here at our National Convention. Momentarily, you will hear from renowned civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who will provide updates on the findings of the independent autopsy that was conducted in the death of Nolan Wells. Immediately following that, we will take questions from credentialed media. We'll attempt to answer as many questions as we can. However, we want to be respectful of the fact that we do have additional programming that is going on to conclude our convention today as well. So we're asking that all press and media, if you're asking questions, please be concise. Give your name, give your media credential, and we'll go from there. But before he comes, we will have the leader of the NAACP, President Derek Johnson, to give opening remarks. President Johnson.
I'm trying to listen to them tear. I'm from Georgia.
Many jurisdictions and states don't take those challenges serious. We cannot allow another individual, particularly a young black man's death, go uninvestigated. We have seen this happen over the years, not only in Mississippi, but across the country. It's unfortunate that our young people only seek to enjoy life. And as a result of participating in activities no longer have life. With NAACP, we take this and many other cases serious because every person matters. I want to thank the Mississippi State Conference, particularly Alicia Perryman, for working with the family and supporting the family on the onset. Because it's difficult to lose a loved one, it's even more difficult to navigate a process when all eyes are on you. And the pressure of balancing between grieving and navigating. Within ACP family, this is our role, is to step in, to support when families have an issue like this, and the local officials seem not to hold people accountable. It's unfortunate when you see news reports saying law enforcement officials are repeating what individuals are saying as opposed to investigate the individuals who gave you the information, because you don't know who was involved or not involved. And so narrative matters in this case. We're saying that in Nolan Wells' situation, the narrative should not be there was an accident before there was an investigation. The narrative should not be the words of individuals who went on a boat to the island with him, but they came without him, but with his cell phone. You don't investigate those individuals. Without accusing anyone of anything other than the state of Mississippi and local officials, we're accusing them of being derelict in their duties. To follow up and to ensure that regardless of what happens, that there was a proper investigation so that this family and that community can be assured that if anyone was involved, they would be held accountable. And if it wasn't truly an accident, that the families will have the necessary answers that any family deserves in this situation. I want to bring to the podium Attorney Ben Crump, a friend of mine who have stepped in to take the case and in support of the family to ensure that they get the answers that they deserve. And and that local officials and anyone involved will be held accountable to this family, to that system, because we are all parents, siblings, to loved ones who should not be confronted with this reality. Attorney Crump. Thank you very much, President Derek Johnson, for your leadership, for the leadership of the Mississippi Conference of NAACP, and being there during the homeborn services to help the family go through what no parents want to go through. Thank you to Chairman Leon Russell, my longtime mentor from Florida, who helped raise so many of us. Thank you all. As President Johnson said, I'm Attorney Ben Crump, representing the family of Nolan Wells. But it's not just me, it is a team effort of incredible, dedicated lawyers and investigators and paralegals. Attorney Lisa Park, Attorney who you'll hear from in a few minutes, Attorney Eric Hertz, Attorney Gary Buchan, Attorney Camila Moore, Cliff Jones, Jared Preston, Alan Williams, our whole team of people who are committed, as I said, President Johnson, on this ferocious search for the truth of what really happened to Nolan Wells. But before we begin to discuss the intricacies of the preliminary findings of the independent autopsy, we think it would be appropriate for you all to hear from the people who knew Nolan Wells best, so they can thank you themselves and tell you about the trials and tribulations that they have been enduring since July 4th. July 4th would never be the same for them. I bring to the podium Nolan Wells' mother and father, Christine and Elmore. Please give them a warm NAACP welcome.
First of all, I want to say thank you all so much. Thank you to President Johnson as well as Chairman Russell. This has been a difficult journey. Losing a child, it truly breaks your heart. It is a pain that is just, you can't measure it. Especially someone like Nolan who brought so much joy and life to everyone. You don't find too many genuine people like him, so to lose that light at such a young age under these circumstances has been absolutely difficult, which is why we've gone this route. There's so many people out in the public asking all of these questions, but the only question that we have is what happened to our son. That is the only question. We have consistently been degraded by the public. There's been questions about our parenting, our funding, this, that, and other. I've been called a racist. I am a healthcare provider, and I take my job very seriously. I love everyone. It's been difficult for us, but we are leaning into our faith, leaning into one another, also leaning into all of you. There are not enough thank yous, not enough appreciation for what you guys have done for us. We love you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. It is our hope that our local authorities will do what they need to do, because us having the preliminary autopsy results and hearing nothing from them, it's heartbreaking and it's concerning, which again is why we are here, why we have asked for this help. So again, thank you all so much for your support. We appreciate you, we really do.
Every day I wake up, it's a new challenge. And part of me, I would never talk to him. I would never care
I
about
can't hear him.
it.
I'm talking about.
Nolan brought a lot of joy to our family. He was the wittiest one out of everyone. The clown. Um, he loved to put in the work because he wanted to be the best. He wanted to make me and his mother proud, and we were so proud of him just for being the person that he was. All his teachers knew him, but loved him. He walks in the room, his aura, you will automatically fall to it. He never met an enemy, and if there were, they would have been simply friends, because they would have been simply bond. It's gonna be hard. He's I mean, definitely, or I get a text with 3 or 4 videos of him doing this, running this route, making this block, and what you think I should do? And I would give my honest, because I always tell them, if anyone is going to be totally honest with you, it's going to be me. It's not because I'm being mean, but people outside your family are going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to know to make it better. It's going to be hard for our friends from here on out. And like I said, every day is a challenge. We're going to miss our son. And like my wife said, we just want honesty. We want to know what happened to our son, because the things that you're telling us, that's not the character of our son. We know our son. I understand, our children would do things that, that would kind of dumbfound us sometimes, but the things that we're being told, that wasn't known. So please keep us in your prayers, keep us in your prayers. And we're going to keep pushing and fighting until we find answers. Thank you guys for your love and support.
Thank you so much, Christine. Christine and Elmore, mother, father, before we start to go on the preliminary, the independent autopsy. We will hear from Attorney Lisa Park to tell you about who was the forensic pathologist who conducted the autopsy. Attorney Lisa Park.
Thank you. Dr. Roger Mitchell could not join us today, but we felt it important before we reveal and unfold this report that you understand who conducted this autopsy. Dr. Roger Mitchell is a physician and board-certified forensic pathologist with 2 decades of experience. He currently serves as the president of the National Medical Association, which is the oldest and largest group of Black physicians in the U.S. Most recently, he also served as president of Howard University Hospital, chief medical officer of the Howard University Faculty Practice Plan, chair of the Department of Pathology. Before joining Howard, he served as chief medical examiner for Washington, D.C. from 2014 to 2021, and later as interim deputy mayor for the public safety and justice. Dr. Mitchell has conducted thousands of autopsies and is nationally recognized for his work at the intersection of medicine, public health, and justice. For this case, we sought out the very best, and we are proud to be working with the very best.
Can't hear you, Ben.
President Johnson, Chairman Wilson, and the NAACP. Civil rights is more important than ever in the United States of America today. And so we thank you for the civil rights leaders stepping up to say that our children's lives matter now more than ever. And I want to thank all of you for getting up 8 in the morning. People can see how many people are gathered here. They would say, you all are truly blessed to have the support of America, Chris Taylor, and Elmore. And I want to thank the media for covering this matter. Because they don't always cover when our children are taken away from us in highly unquestionable ways. And I do understand there's a lot of news going on in America today. I woke up to them saying LeBron James is going to announce or he's going to play basketball next year. But I'm very happy that the media said this story is just as important. It's just as important. And I'm sure Ron James, Rich Paul, and Stephon Curry, Draymond Green, Jaylen Brown, Embiid, Maxey, Giannis, Bam, and many other players in the National Basketball Association will all agree that our children's lives are far more important than where LeBron or any other player will play next year. And so that's why I thank you all for being here, because this news is as important as any news in the United States of America. Finding out why is Nolan Wells dead. I want to thank you all who have called the calls. So I want to thank Reverend Al Shelton. I want to thank Mr. Michael Perry. I want to thank Mr. Terry Owens. The fact that they told us, we haven't heard from any of their local officials that Nolan was found face down, fully clothed. But that's significant to us because the last time we saw him on the video, he was without a shirt. So at what point did he put on a shirt? Somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. There were almost 300, 400 people. Somebody knows something. So, Scott, we're trying to just make sure people understand that you can call the Nolan Wells tip line. At benpro.com, we will gladly listen to you, take any information as we try to put together this puzzle of what happened to Nolan Wells. And today, we're going to add some more parts to this puzzle because my legal team and I, we stand for truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. We stand for justice, no matter who it convicts.
It's their audio, B1.
Yeah. And we stand for transparency
Can you hear now?
because we got eyes that can see. And we don't need government officials having to narrate it for you and me.
Can you hear Terry?
Ourselves. Transparency.
Okay.
That leads to the truth. The truth is the foundation for
Thank you, B1.
accountability and justice. And that's all we're seeking, as Christine and Elmore said from day one. So
Thank you, Terry.
with that, and Christine and Elmore, you all know the same about the government sometimes.
I think it's their volume. Where they going?
As we begin to present the findings of the autopsy, we want to especially thank Mr. Colin Kaepernick for not making it robbery to pay for the autopsy. So,
Okay, yeah, he told him to take a seat. I hope he stay on the mic, because I can't hardly hear him. Hey, Nolan. Nolan, hey.
the autopsy will be provided for the press at benpro.com. So, So, Dr. Roger Mitchell, board certified and arrested felons, performed a preliminary report 2026. Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll explain that as we go through the report this morning. The manner of death undetermined, pending investigation. Statement of examination. This forensic pathologist was retained to perform a second autopsy examination on the body of Nolan Xavier Wells. Name of deceased, Nolan Xavier Wells, age 18 years old, race, black, gender, male, date of death, unknown. Second autopsy date was performed on July 10th, 2026. Preliminary findings. This is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time. He said the body was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decompensation. He said coronal incision of the scalp, brain removal, Y-shaped incision of the anterior torso. And he talked about the organs being removed, as is common, accompanied in the body cavity. And that when you have an autopsy, the organs are removed from the body and they are dissected and examined. And then they are put back in a bag within inside the body. So when they're buried, they remain to all be with them. But in this occasion, if there's going to be a second autopsy, then the organs are put in the body cavity. So the second pathologist could be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body. And we'll explain that in just a minute. And then it talks about the additional procedures performed during the second autopsy. And we'll go into the paragraphs on that there, because he explains it better in his narrative. So, where's the first page? Discussion.
Mm-hmm.
He talks in the preliminary discussion opinion. This forensic pathologist identified several limitations during the second autopsy that create barriers to establishing a definitive cause and manner of death for Nolan Xavier Wells. And that's important. He talks about the fact that we didn't get to see the body when it was first recovered, like the medical examiner working for Mississippi would have seen. He talks about the second autopsy performed on Nolan For these reasons, additional dissection procedures not performed during the first autopsy examination were performed to rule out potential blunt force injuries responsible for the death. These procedures included facial dissection, posterior head and neck dissection, dissection of the ribs, the pelvic, dissection of the subcutaneous and deep soft tissue, dissection of the back, the buttocks, the arms, and legs. He did all of this to rule out things. He ruled out there were no fractures or deep tissue injuries identified. This was very important because he wanted to be very thorough and very transparent, because transparency is the key to getting to the answers of why Nolan Wells is not with us. So he did that there and was very straightforward, very open, very open. He says, however, dissection of the back of the head during the layered posterior neck dissection revealed a 12 by 8-inch focal area of red discoloration in the deep soft tissues overlaying the occipital bone. He talked about how he found red discoloration when he cut open into the back of his head towards the occipital bone, and he saw the red discoloration, and we actually saw the pictures of it. It's significant. You can't help but notice why is this dark red here in the back of his head. And so it was important to note that in his report. He said that etiology of this finding is unclear. There are no lacerations of the overlaying skin nor fractures of the underlying skull. These findings are inconclusive for perimortem injury due to both the extensive decomposition and the absence of associated injuries. This finding, however, is significant enough to be highlighted in this preliminary report for further investigation. It is important to reiterate that the finding could not have been observed in the first autopsy because the posterior head and neck dissection were not performed. He said another limitation faced by this forensic pathologist was the absence of the anterior internal neck structures. The trachea and the laryngeal cartilage, the thyroid bone, and the hyoid bone were not received with the body. So he's saying that the throat was not received with the body when he got Nolan Wells' body in Washington, D.C. to perform the second autopsy. And so let's discuss that with what he said about that. He said, it is assumed that the initial pathologist retained these structures for additional evaluation. He said the retention of the anterior neck structures during an initial autopsy is a common forensic pathology practice. He was chief medical examiner for 7 years in Washington, D.C., and he said that if they had concern about throat or any fracture or compression of the throat, they too will hold them back. He doesn't know why they held the throat back, but he said the throat was not with the body of Nolan Wells when he received it in Washington, D.C. to perform the second autopsy. He said, nevertheless, a posterior neck dissection performed without review of the anterior neck structures is incomplete. Therefore, this pathologist cannot rule out injury to the neck as a contributor or a cause of death. He said he would need to have the medical examiner in Mississippi allow him to review the throat. That's why he said his autopsy is undetermined pending investigation. Remember, it's about transparency. Because the initial autopsy rightfully removed and dissected each organ, there are additional limitations inherent in the second autopsy of Nolan Wells. The most significant of the limitations was the inability to directly observe the airway and the lungs for water and directly observe the stomach for gastric contents. He said it is very significant as to what the initial forensic scientists who got to review the body when it was recovered. We have heard from my call center people saying the body wasn't waterlogged. Well, we need to know those things. But unfortunately, because the body was decomposed and the organs have already been dissected, those are things we can only get from the initial autopsy. So therefore, again, the manner and cause of death is undetermined until further investigation. We are hopeful that the Mississippi medical examiner would give Dr. Mitchell an opportunity to see their photographs and their observations to the condition of Nolan Wells' body closer in time to July 4th. That is very important, and we have to continue to demand transparency, President Johnson. In addition, the original toxicology results have not been received at the time of this report, and we continue to wait for the toxicology to come back because, again, that will be part of the investigation into Nolan Wells' autopsy by Dr. Mitchell. It is significant to know that there's many things that go into toxicology that only Dr. Mitchell would be able to opine upon, and medical experts can opine upon. And he feels the proper place to do that is before a grand jury in a courtroom. And so we would hope that the district attorney would present Dr. Mitchell before the grand jury as well.
That's, you see it?
Relevant information to be heard by the grand jury. Lastly, in cases where a death has occurred in or around a body of water,
importance to being able to determine a cause and manner of death. He said, definitive circumstances of death are required to determine the manner of death. For these reasons, this pathologist cannot rule out. Let me really go ahead and take it. For these reasons, this pathologist cannot rule out if any intervening non-accidental factors contributed to or caused the death of Nolan Wells. Understand, he said based on the examination of the body, he cannot rule out foul play. That is significant. With the following questions still outstanding. Number one, what were the circumstances that led to Nolan Xavier Wells entering the water? Number two, what was the body position when it was found? We know that a member of the United Cajun Navy said that he was face down and he was fully clothed. Number three, was there water in the airway? Remember we talked about the lungs and the airways, where they filled with water. Number four, is there any evidence of injuries to the anterior neck structure? We got the autopsy without his neck. We got the body without his neck at the time of the second autopsy. Number five, is there any evidence of any intracranial hemorrhage? He said that is going to be very significant. Things that he cannot observe at autopsy that the initial medical examiner would have been able to observe. Number six, was the composition of what was the composition of the stomach contents? He talks about that being important because when was he found? How long had he been in the water? How long had it been since his last meal? All those things become relevant factors when you're trying to do a thorough and impartial autopsy. And number seven, what are the toxicology report findings? He said the best classification again for the cause and manner of death for Nolan Xavier Wells is undetermined pending investigation. This forensic pathologist reserves the right to review and incorporate additional forensic pathology information into his opinion as it becomes available. He says the above opinions are expressed to a reasonable degree of medical certainty. Dr. Roger A. Mitchell, July 19, 2026. And we know that, as I said, this is only another part of the puzzle. And even though it tells us significant information, we still have more questions than we have answers at this time. And we will continue to press forward and persist, Christine and Elmore, with getting the answers to these questions. Because as you, yes, we will persist. Because as Christine and Elmore and Attorney Morgan and I talked this morning, we know that there are so many conflicting stories. The fact that he said him being found face down. The fact that we have other videos where people have called saying that is Nolan.
Right, that's it.
Is in some kind of
we're trying to dot every I and cross every T, because we understand that when our children's lives are at stake, it matters. Not just what happened, but what we do in the aftermath of them being taken away from us. And just like the NAACP stood up when another tragedy in Mississippi, taking the life of young Emmett Till, we will stand up for Nolan Wells. Just like the NAACP and
What's
civil
up,
rights
Cynthia?
leaders
Good morning.
stood up when another Mississippi son was taken in Mega Evans. We will stand up for Nolan Wells. And just like too many of our young people, Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Botham Jean, Terrence Crutcher, Stephon Clark, Sandra Bland, Atiana Jefferson, Sermon Alton Sterling, Eric Gardner, George Floyd, Tamir Rice, these young people who I was trying to focus on. Eric, we stand up until we get the truth, until we get justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for
Good
Nolan
morning,
Wells.
Terry.
Justice
Why
for
they
Nolan
not
Wells.
examining the vote? They was
Justice
in.
for Nolan Wells. Christine and Elmore and President Johnson, you should come back and join us on the stage, and Rob, we will have you on the
Right, Bazil.
President
Bizzle.
Johnson or Attorney Park and
Justice for Nolan Wells.
President Johnson comes to the stage. I'm sure this with him and Sherman Russell, Christine Clark, God, we should get you at the Department of Justice. Christine Clark, as I was sharing with President Johnson and Reverend Al and others, this is so important that we continue to talk about Nolan Wells and what happened 4th of July was at a house party with about 10 other people. He was the only black person in the house. He somehow ends up shot in the head, dead. Some of the friends get rid of the gun. The police show up. They tell the police it was an accident. It was an accidental shooting. That they were playing Russian roulette. And Tyler Smith ended up getting killed. And apparently, Christine Clark, President Johnson, the police just took their word for it. His mother and grandmother are incensed. They asked the police, did you do a gunshot residue test on his hands? And the reason they said they had to call us, like Daniel Irvis and Noah Williams' family, because the police told them, President Johnson, that there was no need to do gunshot residue on his hands or any of the other people in the house because I don't understand this logic, but they said if they were playing Russian roulette, then all of them would have gunshot residue on their hands. So we don't need to do gunshot residue tests. It makes no sense whatsoever. So they're taking the word of these 10 people that your son just killed himself. And you don't have to worry about doing any investigation or testing forensically anything. Just take our word for it. Now, can you imagine in any 3 of these scenarios had the survivors been young black men and they were with a young white man and he ended up dead? What kind of investigation would that have been? What kind of interrogation would that have been? Would they have ever been able to see the light of day until those questions were asked? Well, just like you would do a thorough investigation for your children, we want you to do a thorough investigation for us. We don't want anything special. We just want equal justice. Equal justice. And so with that, I'll turn it over to Javon to lead us in this final session.
Well, a few questions. We have my colleagues on either side of the microphones. Please announce your name and your media outlet if you have any questions. Let me quick because we have
What y'all think about the autopsy?
We'll hear first.
Hi, everybody. Samantha Chapman, ABC 7 Chicago. You just unveiled a comprehensive outline of the independent report. Can you summarize for our viewers? There's a lot to take in, a lot of information.
Okay, y'all. So what do y'all think about the autopsy? We can discuss that. What do y'all think? What did y'all get out of the autopsy? They closed everything up. I don't know why they. I don't know why I skipped. Hold on, y'all. I don't know why I skipped the mama. Was in the water in the lungs? All the questions that y'all asked, did they answer y'all question?
Concern, and also my husband's concern was it was not even an hour that his body had been removed, and the sheriff came out and said, "This is, accidental drowning. We don't think there's foul play." Again, that is why we're doing what we're doing and why we're moving the way we are. Because I sat there and asked them, please take this case as if this is your child, your family member, your whatever. And they promised that they would, but when you make statements like that straight out the gate, that's an issue. We did meet with the DA. She did promise, transparency and all of this, all of that. However, damage has already been done because now that's the narrative that's being pushed by the general public, who again, know nothing really, only what they're hearing from other people. So in addition to that, it's all these things coming up. And at the end of the day, like I said before, any parent that would be in this situation, you would do anything to find out what happened to your child. And that is what we're here to do.
It is very important to note that this narrative, this suggestion that it was an accidental drowning, nothing to see here, is troubling even if that's the case. There were 300 to 400 people out on Horns Island. You mean to tell me nobody saw anything? Nobody can tell us anything about what happened to one of the few black people that were out there on that island that day? It just doesn't add up. The fact that they're saying Nolan said that he would stay behind, but yet an 18-year-old kid would not want his cell phone if he was going to stay behind. The fact that, you have the young lady saying that he said he was going to get back on the boat with the boys, and then the boys said no. He said he was going to stay behind and talk to her. If that was the case, don't you believe Nolan would have said, give me my cell phone, I'm going to stay behind.
If Nolan said that he was going to stay behind, he would have made sure that he had a ride back. Because he definitely didn't have a car to get back.
And so we're going to keep fighting and digging until we get the answers, the transparency, the truth, the accountability, and justice for Nolan Wells.
So y'all, what y'all think? I still think that if Nolan was gonna stay back and talk to a girl, he don't have a car in the water. So how would he plan on getting back over there with his people? Stay on the land? Stay out there on the sand? How is he gonna get back? He's supposed to have been riding with somebody. Come on now. And then if Nolan took his phone, if Nolan had took his phone, still, how was he gonna get back over there? He would have went back over there on the boat. I believe they hit him on the head and was choked. And I tell you what, I want to ask the parents something, and I'm so glad mine's grown now, cause I was so strict. And I don't care what nobody say. And it worked what I did. And I was, there for them. But I'm saying, what do y'all tell y'all kids now? Because this mom even talked to her own son too. Her children too. And told them time and time, this and that and the other. What do y'all tell your kids now? School about to start. What do you tell your children now? Y'all got to be careful all the way around. Already wrong. Just be careful all the way around. Period. Tell them how to prevent, be safe, and what to do. And kids got to start listening to their parents. And parents need to start being transparent with their kids. Talk to your children. Y'all talk to the grown people hard than y'all do. Talk to them children. There's a video of him fussing with 3, so. I don't know what's going on here. I think it just, I don't know. I don't know. Don't know.
Justice for Nona Wells. Justice for Nona Wells.
So,
Justice for Nona Wells.
so y'all, what y'all think? What y'all think? I want to tell y'all, I appreciate y'all. I'm hungry. I went walking. You know, I walk. What's next, y'all? I love y'all. I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat me a bacon sandwich. I know I don't eat the bacon, but I'm gonna eat it. So y'all, I appreciate y'all being here, and I appreciate you all. My kids are grown, and it's my grandkid. You know what, Terry? And I be on my grandkid too. I be talking to them too. and hey y'all, and let's stay on them. Just stay on them. Just talk to them. Let them talk back. We're gonna be on y'all. We ain't giving up on Nolan. All these kids. When I'm a grandmama, I'm a grandmama to all these kids I have. I'm an auntie. I'm an auntie to all these kids up here, and mom or whatever. Love y'all. I'm about to go eat now, y'all. My grandkids know they travel in pets. That's right. No going right there. No going over no one house. And see, and keep being like that. Keep being like that. That's when I be telling my daughter, I said, your daughter, I know you, when you let your kid go somewhere still, I didn't let y'all spend it out on nobody's house. If y'all did spend that over the house, I know that mama real good. And I'm calling y'all. It's just like I'm there. I'm just calling. I don't care what nobody said. I'm gonna leave this out to saying to y'all. This is real talk. What goes around in the world, coming right back around. If people don't open up their eyes and see that, all right, y'all stay blind. I love y'all. And I appreciate y'all. And don't go nowhere. Don't leave me. Make sure y'all subscribe to me. Because I need real people on my side. And this one here getting on my nerve. Y'all can come get that one. All right, y'all. I'm out.